Hello and welcome everyone to your mat and mobility class. In this class, we'll be doing body weight exercises and some mobility work utilizing only our mat. So once you get your mat set up, let's get started. We're going to start with a little bit of a abdominal workout, or warm up, and we're going to come all the way down onto your backs on your mat. So make your way all the way down. I want your feet about hip width distance and knees bent. We're going to practice doing the hundreds prep to warm up our core here. So plant your feet down into the mat, press your hips down. You want to come into a neutral spine, so just that natural curve of your arch, no overarching, no flattening at the back here. We're going to extend your arms up to the ceiling. On your exhale, we're going to bring our hands down by our hips, reach long through your fingertips, lift your head up here if you can. If this bothers your neck and you feel like you're pulling too hard, you can always let your head come back down. Gaze out towards your knees, and we're going to start to pump our arms up and down, nice straight arms for 100 counts. Now you'll inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 6. 2, 3, 4, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. 2, 3, 4, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. Pull that core in. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. 2, 3, 4, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. 2, 3, 4, 1. And carefully let your head come back down. And we'll take our knees side to side. Just give the back a little stretch here. So now that we've started to warm up our abdominals from top down, we're going to start to warm them up now from the bottom up. So I want your arms down by your side, plant down through your hands again. You're reaching long through your fingertips. Engage the abdominals, and then one knee at a time, float your feet so that your knees are directly over your hips at tabletop. Point through your toes. Again, pull the belly in and up, engaging our core, and we're going to come into what's called marching next. So we're going to slowly lower our right toes down, see if we can tap the mat, and then bring our right knee back over our hip. Again, without creating that arch. I do not want you arching your back like this. We want to keep that neutral spine through this exercise. Nice inhale, slowly lower down. Exhale as you lift your knee back over your hips. And whether you've done this as your first time or your 100th time, I want you to start with bent knees. Always just kind of feeling out how our body feels every day with the easiest variation. And then if you feel like you can do a little bit more, maybe you can straighten your leg out as you lower your leg down and then bring your knee back up. Again, without arching our back. Now, if even the bent knee version, this version is too hard, maybe you don't lower your leg quite so low. You just lower it about halfway and then pick back up. But we're using our lower abdominals to lift our knee back up and to keep our torso completely still while we do this. Let's practice 4 more each side. Again, inhale as you lower, exhale as you pull your knee back up. Good. 3, 3, 2. Again, really pull that core in. 2. 1 more. And carefully let your feet come back down. Again, give your knees a quick little rock side to side. And now we're going to make our way over onto our side, coming into hip cars. We're actually going to do our clamshell first. So I want you to make your way onto your side. Now, your head could be here, you could be here, or if you want that little bit of extra, you could actually lift up through the low ribs. I want you to again bring your knees to tabletop out in front of you. Glue your heels together here. We're going to start to warm up our hips now some. So your hand can be in front of you or on your hip here. We're gonna lift that top knee while keeping our heels glued, and then lower our knee back down. Lift that top knee and lower, and instantly you should feel this in that right glute. I'm lying on my left side, so in your top glute or your top leg, that's where we're gonna feel it. I'm feeling it not only in my glute, but also down the lateral side edge of my leg as well. Let's do 2 more. 2. And 1. Again, we're engaging our core as we lift our leg through those. Now we're gonna come into the hip cars. So what I want you to do is, again, you can plant your hand in front of you. We're gonna float our top knee over our bottom knee. And we're gonna start doing a circle with our knee. Our knee's gonna come towards our chest, then up to the ceiling, then back down towards our feet, and then back to the starting position. Drawing a big circle here. Again, engaging our core so that our hips aren't rocking around like this. We don't want any rocking of the torso. The only thing moving is that top knee. And notice, as I'm taking my knee through this, I'm trying to keep my knee in that 90-degree angle. I'm not straightening my leg out here. So let's do 2 more this way, into the chest, up to the ceiling, down towards the bottom of our mat. 1 more. And bring that knee back over your bottom knee, and we're gonna go the opposite direction now. So big squeeze of your butt here as you drive your heels as far back as you can. You're gonna rotate your knee up to the ceiling, bring it up towards your shoulder, then back down over our bottom knee. So back, rotate up as you bring it towards your shoulder, and down. 3. Again, we're taking our time. The mobility work and our stretching is just as important as the exercises. We are using our muscles. I'm already feeling that right glute of mine warming up, so it's doing some work. Last one here. All right, and then while we're on this side, we're gonna go right into some shoulder cars. So for our right shoulder, what you can do is you can prop yourself up on your bottom arm, or again, you could be here, whatever you like. We're gonna take our right hand out in front of us, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our arm up overhead, thumb facing back. Once you reach your point here, you're gonna start to twist your palm towards the ceiling, reaching long through your fingertips. As the hand sweeps back, the palm is gonna come down as it comes down by our hips. And again, palm down as we're here, thumb up towards the top of our mat. So reaching overhead. Once you get here, start to rotate your palm towards the ceiling. Then as you twist down about 45 degrees behind you, your palm goes down towards the floor and comes back in front. Just nice and slow, constantly reaching out long through your fingertips. One more on this side. Excellent. All right, so the last thing that we're gonna do here on this side as part of our warm up is we're gonna do our open book. So I want you to start palm over palm. If you need to put something under your head, you can rest something under your head. Otherwise, you are gonna use your neck to kind of hold your head up here. We're gonna inhale, reach forward through that top hand. My top hand is reaching as far forward as I can. Then with this straight arm, and let your gaze follow your thumb. You're gonna twist, bringing that top hand as far behind you as you can. Big spinal twist here. Try to keep your knees still, your hips stacked. Good. And back over. So again, palm over palm. Inhale, reach through that top shoulder. Big exhale as you rotate. And back over. One more here. And maybe you want to hold this stretch. This is one of my favorite upper body stretches here. Holding here in this big spinal twist. If you want to hold it for a breath or two, you can. We're going to go ahead and move over to the opposite side though. So again, coming to the opposite side, remember you could brace yourself here. You could have your head all the way down. or you could have a little lift up through that bottom ribs. We're gonna go right to our clamshell. Hips are stacked, knees are at 90 degrees and stacked, heels are glued together. When you're ready, open that top knee, keeping those heels glued, and lower. Open that top knee and lower. We're going for about 8 reps. Big exhale, tighten those abs as you lift that top knee towards the ceiling. Again, we're not rocking our hips or rocking our torso. Our torso is staying still. Our abdominals are being the anchor as we use our glutes to lift that top knee. I think we have about 2 more here, last 2. And 1. All right, so we're gonna come into the hip circles or hip cars next. Again, we're gonna float our top knee over our bottom knee. You can use your hand as an anchor out in front of you as well. We're gonna start by pulling our knee up towards our chest, then take our knee up to the ceiling, rotate your knee down towards the floor as it comes down to the bottom of the mat, and then bring your knee back in towards your chest. So again, into the chest, up to the ceiling, rotate down, keeping that core nice and tight so that we're not rocking ourselves around here. And again, we're trying to keep our knee bent at 90 degrees the entire time. We're not straightening our leg out. One more this direction. Good, and then opposite direction. So we're gonna go back, squeezing into our glute and start to rotate your knee up to the ceiling as your knee comes in towards your shoulder. Bring your knee down towards the floor to stack over your bottom knee. Rotate up as you bring it around and down. Again, taking our time here so we're going through the biggest range of motion that our hip can express. 1 more here. Excellent. All right. So again, from here, we're gonna go into our shoulder car next. So your palm is out in front of you, thumb up towards the ceiling. We're gonna go up overhead, thumb is pointing back behind you. Start to rotate your palm towards the ceiling as it comes back and down by your hip. Once it's down by your hip, palm comes back down. Gonna reach back forward. So rotate up, palm starts to twist towards the ceiling. And again, we're taking our time, reaching out through our fingertips as if you're constantly trying to lengthen your arm through the entire range of that circle. 2 more. One more here. And bring your hand back in front of you. All right, last one is gonna be our open book. So again, palm over palm to start. If you need something under your head, grab something to rest your head on. We're gonna inhale as we reach forward through our top hand. A big exhale as you twist open. Try to bring your hand all the way to the ground behind you. Again, bring your hand back over palm. Inhale, reach through your fingertips as you roll forward slightly. A big exhale through that spinal twist. 1 more. Reach forward. Big exhale through that spinal twist. And again, you can stay here for a breath or 2 if you want, or we're going to start to make our way up and come into our first exercise. So, what we're going to practice first is called rolling like a ball, which should come all the way up to seated on your sit bones. You're going to pull your knees in some, and I want you to reach down to just above your ankles. We're going to grab our shins. Our elbows are kind of pulled out wide. We're going to squeeze our knees together. Now, we're going to round our spine some here, tuck the belly in and up, tuck the chin in slightly. With control, think you want to go as slow as you can. You're going to balance on your sit bones. You're going to start to rock back, coming all the way to the base of your neck, and then slowly try to keep that same ball shape as you roll back up onto your sit bones. And again, balance if you need to. You can bring your toes down to help you balance, but try to balance without using your feet. And again, we're trying to keep the same circle. We're not extending and pulling our legs in as we roll back and forth. Good. Now, if doing this is a little hard on the spine, if your spine is a little bony, like mine sometimes is, you can always get a little extra padding and blanket or something underneath you for you to roll back on. I'm gonna do 2 more here. Big inhale as we roll back with control. Exhale all the way up. Good. 1 more. Good. All the way up. And pause here. Let your feet come down. So we're going to go into another variation here. We're going to go into a boat hold variation. So we'll roll back just like we were doing. And then when we come up, this time you are going to extend your legs. We're going to hold here. We're going to go for 5 seconds, then 10 seconds, then 15 seconds. Then after that, we're going to do that 3 times. We're going to go into a teaser variation. So again, we'll roll back like normal, as always. And then when we come up, we're going to extend our legs. We're going to hold here. So again, it'll be 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Try to lift up through your chest as you're in your teaser. We'll take a break after those 6 reps. Then we're going to change it up again. So when you're ready, get prepared for your rolling like a ball. Again, knees in, grab just above your shins, scoop the belly in and up. Think inhale as we roll back, nice and slow. Exhale as we roll up, and boat for 5, 4, 3, squeeze those legs, 2, 1, pull the knees in, grab your shins, nice and slow, roll back, and roll back up, and extend, and hold it for 10, 9, lift the chest, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Carefully pull the heels in while you balance. Roll back nice and slow, and all the way up. Hold that boat pose for 15. Good. If you want to flex your feet, you can here. Point your feet, doesn't matter. Lift up through the chest. Squeeze those inner thighs together. You got 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull the knees back in. But again, roll back. This time we're going to go into our teaser. Didn't quite roll back as far as I normally would. Extend those legs, lift up through the chest for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly keep that balance. Come back into your rolling like a ball stance. Inhale as you go back. Exhale as you come back up. Extend those legs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull everything back in. Nice and slow. Roll back. And then roll up with control. 15 seconds. You've got this. 1. Lift up through the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. Squeeze the inner thighs together. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, plant your feet down. If you want to come into a little butterfly stretch here, I always like this stretch after rolling like a ball for a second. So for our next rounds, what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 reps again of both the boat variation and the teaser variation. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add on. So we'll roll back, we'll come into our boat, and then we're going to do what's called high boat, low boat. So we'll inhale, go down into low boat here, and then exhale, knees back in to high boat. We're going to do 3 reps each round of that high boat, low boat before we go back into our rolling like a ball. All right, then we'll do the same thing with our teaser. All right, so again, when you're ready, come back into your rolling like a ball, grab your shins, balance on your sit bones, squeeze your inner thighs together, chin tuck slightly. With control, inhale, roll back, exhale, as you come back up, and come into your boat pose. When you're ready, inhale, lower down, into low boat, Exhale, use that core to pull yourself back up into high boat. Now, if you need to, inhale back down, grab your thighs, pull yourself up into that high boat. One more. Inhale, low boat, scoop that belly. Exhale, high boat, coming back into roll like a ball. So nice and slow, roll back. With control, use your core as you come up. Your core is your brake. High boat, there we go. Inhale, low boat. Exhale, high boat. Inhale, low boat. Exhale, high boat. One more. Good. Grab your shins. One more round of that. Roll back. Good. Nice and slow. Roll up. Come into your high boat. When you're ready, inhale to low boat. Scoop that core up. High boat. Low boat. High boat. One more. Low boat. High boat. And we'll come back into our little forward fold here for just a second. All right, so the last variation again, we're going to practice that, but with the teaser. So we'll roll like a ball back. We'll come all the way up into our teaser. Same thing, it's going to be a little bit harder. We'll go down into low teaser, and then with straight legs, lift up to high teaser. If this gets to be too hard, I'm already starting to feel this myself, you can always go back to the high boat, low boat variation, or again, you can grab your thighs. So, again, we're gonna start with our rolling like a ball. Grab your shins, squeeze your inner thighs, round your spine slightly, scoop the abdominals as you roll back with control. Roll all the way up. Fully extend those legs. Inhale, 3 reps. Low teaser. High teaser, reach through your fingertips, through your toes. Low teaser, chin to chest slightly. High teaser, lift up through your heart. One more, low teaser. Exhale, high teaser. Pull your knees back in. Roll like a ball back. Nice and controlled here. Exhale. Woo. Coming all the way back up. My abs are getting tired. Come into that teaser. Again, low teaser. Looking to your toes. High teaser. Lift up through your chest and legs. Low teaser. Really engage that core. High teaser. One more. Good. One more round of that. You got this. Roll back like a ball. Exhale. All the way up. Coming into your teaser. You got this. High teaser to low teaser. Make this your best round. Lift up. Squeeze those inner thighs. Lower down. Exhale, lift. One more, you got this. And lift. Whew. And let's come into a little forward fold. My abs are very tired after practicing that. All right, so we're gonna carefully start to make our way down onto our backs. And we're gonna come into one more exercise before we go into a little bit of stretching. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna press down through our arms. We're coming into bridge. You want your fingertips roughly at about, your heels roughly at about where your fingertips are. Now, press down through your shoulders, engage your core. On your exhale, lift your hips up, and this time I want you to think, just press down through your heels. You should feel your glutes here. Your glutes are doing most of the work. I'm not really feeling a lot in my hamstrings. You can see them kind of shake there. Now, I want you to lower back down. In that version of bridge where you're using all glute, you're probably gonna arch our back a little bit. I want you to engage your hamstrings here. So, this time, when you go to lift up, I want you to think about squeezing through your heels as if you're trying to pull the mat underneath you and pull your hips down towards the bottom of your mat. There, I feel my hamstrings. Good. And then again, nice and slow, lower down. And same thing. Think about trying to pull that mat up under you with your feet as you lift your hips. And you should see a little bit better line No arching of our low back here. Our low back is engaged, but we're not crunching it and arching our low back to the ceiling. Let's go for 8 more, just like that. Again, engaging those hamstrings because we're about to stretch them. So we want to engage our hamstrings as much as we can. So warm them up and make them pliable for this stretching. This is also a very good way to go from a lot of flexion like we were just doing to a little bit of extension of our spine without it being too much after doing that flexing that we're doing in our rolling like a ball. Big lift again, squeeze through those hamstrings. You're pulling that mat underneath you. 3 more here. Tighten those abs too. Again, our core is engaged, our hamstrings, our glute, our low back some, our upper back is working in this bridge. Last 2. One more. And let's lower back down. Again, a quick rock of our knees side to side, just if you are feeling that in your low back. It's always a good gentle stretch. And then we're going to come into a little bit of leg stretching here before we go into our next exercise. So I want you to start left leg long. Just pull your right knee up into your chest as much as you can. Getting a lot of flexion through our knee. Now let's take our foot. What we're going to do is we're going to roll our ankle one way 5 times. Just trying to roll your foot through as big a circle as you can. And let's roll it the other way 5 times. Again, drawing that circle in the opposite direction. Beautiful. All right. From here, we're going to release our knee. I want you to interlace your hands on your hamstring just below your knee. So from here, your knee should pull down to roughly above your hip. And we're gonna extend our leg to the ceiling, point through your toes, and then bend your knee back. So I want you to point through your toes here. So we're not engaging our calf yet. Our calf is gonna tighten this stretch even more here in a second. One more with toes pointed. Now you're going to flex your foot as you kick. And again, you should feel that stretch become a little bit harder because we're shortening our calf muscle by flexing our foot, putting more tension through the back of our leg. Kick up towards the ceiling. We're just going to hold here. I want you to point through your foot and flex. Point and flex. So we're getting some ankle mobility, knee mobility. We already did our hip and spine and shoulders. Last one on this side. Good. And release that leg back down. And give it a little shake. And then we're going to switch sides. So again, I want you to extend your right leg long this time. Flex your foot. Pull your left knee into your chest as much as you can. And then again, we're going to draw that circle using our foot. So I am going in, down, out, and up. Doesn't matter. Like before, we're going to do it both ways. Nice and slow. Last one, do it 5 rounds. And now out, down, in, and up. Again, drawing as big a circle as we can. Good. From here, again, we're going to interlace our hands behind our thighs so that we're on our hamstring, we're not behind our knee. Press down through your knee so your knee is roughly over your hip. And then we're going to point through the toes the whole time, those first 5 reps.
as we do our kicks here. Again, take your time here. Really try to straighten that leg out as much as you can. We're engaging through our quad here. Getting, again, a little bit of exercise while we're stretching through the back of our leg. Last one, and now we're gonna start to flex our foot. So big flex and point. You should feel that stretch intensify as we kick our heel to the ceiling and go into stretching our calves. Let's do one more kick, and we're gonna hold it there. I want you to point and flex for 5, 4, and you're pointing as much as you can and flexing that foot as much as you can. 2 and 1. Excellent. All right, so legs are going to come back long. For a moment, I want you to bend your right knee, pull it back in. Arms are going to come long. We're now going to extend our right leg up towards the ceiling. That's why we're just doing a bunch of stretching of that hamstring so we can try and lift that leg as high to the ceiling as we can. We're going to come into a leg circle here. I want you to focus on keeping your hips from rocking side to side here. So we're going to inhale as our leg comes across over our left leg. Bring it down towards our foot. Bring it out past your hip. And then back up to the ceiling, drawing a circle. Think like a beach ball size circle. Take your time. Inhale as you cross and go down. Exhale as you come out and up. And again, point to your foot. One more. Good. Bring that leg back up to center. We're going to go opposite direction. That's requiring a lot of core work to keep you still, a lot of flexibility. This, to me, is one of my hardest exercises to do because my hamstring mobility is not the best. One more. Good. And slowly lower that leg back down. Whew. And we're also getting a lot of hip flexor work, which is actually very good for us, despite what a lot of times we're told. So, same start up here. We're going to bend this leg in, arms down by your side, press down through your shoulders, engage your core, extend that leg all the way up to the ceiling, point through that left foot. And again, we're going in and down on our inhale, out and up on our exhale, in and down. Using control, look down towards your foot with your eyes so you can see if you're drawing a beach ball size circle. Maybe you're drawing a triangle or a rectangle. Try to make it as pretty of a circle as you can. One more. Bring it all the way back up. And we're going to go opposite direction. We're going to go out and down on our inhale. Exhale. In and up. Out and down. Ooh, I can feel my legs shaking. In and up. Last one. And carefully release. Whew, you should feel your legs there. We're going to slowly make our way all the way up. All right, so we've been working through our legs and hips. We're going to work into our glutes a little bit more here now for this next part. So from here, I want you to make your way onto your side. My left side is down if you want to follow along with me. And what we're going to do is we're going to work into our abdominals and our hips and glutes here, as well as a little bit of shoulder stability. So I want you to stack your shoulder right over your elbow here. And then we're going to try to bring your hips, your knees into one nice long line. Now my knees are bent at 90, my feet are flexed here. What we're gonna do this first round is we're gonna just lift our hips up, squeezing into that lower side body, and slowly lower down. As you lift up, actively press down through that bottom elbow. Doing 5 reps. Again, I'm pressing down through my bottom elbow versus being here. I don't want you here, I want you here, staying active. And lower down. Now, from here, we're gonna make our way to seated. And for this, you could have your fingertips facing forward, they can face out, they can face back, depending on your shoulder mobility here. Forward is gonna be one of the hardest, out will be easier. We're gonna bring our feet hip width distance, press down through your shoulders again so we're not here, slouching into our neck, tighten the abdominals, and we're gonna lift our hips up, come into a little reverse tabletop. Now you wanna keep your chin tucked slightly so you're not throwing your head back, and then lower your hips back to a hover. And again, press down through your hands, press down through your feet, keeping that chin tucked slightly. We're doing 5 reps here. Again, tighten those abdominals. If you need to, maybe you lengthen your stance here a little bit. One more. And lower back down. All right, now I'm gonna switch sides. So I'm gonna come onto my right side, right elbow stacked below the shoulder, hips and knees are trying to be in one long line here. Knees are bent at 90 degrees. When you're ready, actively press down through your shoulder first, and then lift those hips, squeezing into that right side body. And we're actually activating that right side glute as well. Big exhale, lift, and lower. Again, 5 reps. Lift, and lower. And lower. One more. And down. All right. So again, we're gonna come back into that tabletop. So fingertips facing whatever way your shoulders will allow. When you're ready, we're gonna lift up and keeping your chin tucked just slightly. Think you can look up to the ceiling, just try not to look back. Inhale as you lower down. And again, maybe this is all you're lifting, that's perfectly fine. But if you can, tighten your abs, drive down through those heels to lift your hips up. We're working into our shoulders and into our back here. 2 more. 1 more. And all the way down. All right, so we have 1 more round of both of those. We're gonna add on to it. So, same setup to start. Elbow down under the shoulder, hips and knees roughly in line with our shoulder as well. Knees bent at 90. This time, what I want you to do is you're gonna bring your right fingertips behind your ears. This is gonna be a little bit more advanced version. On your lift, you're gonna lift up. We're gonna lift the top knee up. You're gonna reach up to the ceiling, look up to your hand, and then lower back down. Big lift. And lower. Big lift. And lower. 1 more rep. And lower. And that variation works into that medial glute. Get a lot more. So, we also have another variation of our tabletop that we're going to try. So, if you want to make this a little bit harder, same setup, either fingertips forward, out, or backwards. I'm going to go backwards this time. We're going to extend through your legs nice and long. Think as you lift up here, you're trying to bring your toes all the way to the ground. So on your exhale, we're going to lift up through our hips, bring our toes towards the ground, tighten the abs, and again, chin is tucked so that you're looking forward. And inhale as you lower the hips back down. Big exhale, lift, inhale, lower, exhale, lift, inhale, lower. You got this. 2 more. And lower. 1 more. And down. Beautiful. All right, switching sides. Coming back into that side plank lift. You got this. Again, shoulders stacked over the elbow. Shoulders, hips, and knees are stacked. Bring your left fingertips down behind your ears. Press down through your bottom elbow. When you're ready, big lift up. Reach that top hand to the sky and lower down. Big lift up, reach up and lower. Take that little half-second pause at the top. 1 more. And lower down. All right, so 1 more time of our tabletop, whichever variation you want. When you're ready, pressing down through our shoulders and hands. Press down through your feet, lift your hips up, and lower back down. Tighten the abs as you lift, no matter what variation you're doing. Two more. Good. 1 more here. Big lift. And down. All right, give your hands a quick little shake out, shoulders a little roll. We have 1 more set of exercises. We've worked just about everything except for our chest really here. So now we're gonna finish off with some push-ups to work our chest. Now for your push-ups, we're gonna do 3 different variations. They're gonna progressively get harder. You can always stay with whatever variation you feel comfortable with. I want you to start by coming all the way down onto your belly at first. We're gonna bring your hands right in line with your shoulders. We're gonna do the bent knee version first. So my knees are bent. I like to cross my ankles. You do not have to. It's purely your choice, whatever you like here. Now, it is a push-up. We are working our chest. The rest of your body is working as well. So tighten your abs here. Squeeze your shoulder blades back together. Take a deep inhale. On your exhale, press up. As you press up, I want you to rotate the pit of your elbow forward, the point of your elbow back. And then lower back down. Your elbows come out at about 45 degrees from your body. So when you're ready, big exhale, lift, inhale, lower, nice and slow. Exhale, lift, rotating those elbows. Inhale as you lower. 1 more. Lift, inhale, lower. All right, so if you need a little break, take you a quick break. We're gonna go right into our next variation. So our next variation is gonna be the same setup to start. We're gonna have our knees bent, shoulders, hands roughly at the shoulders. We're gonna have big exhale, lift all the way up, rotate the elbows here. From here, we're gonna uncross your ankles, lift up so you're in your full plank position here, and slowly, I want you to lower all the way down. Then bend your knees. Again, big exhale, press up, uncross once you're all the way up. Come into that full plank, slowly lower down. By slowly lowering down in that full push-up, we are building up the strength if you can't do a full push-up. So by doing this, we're building strength to be able to do the full version of a push-up. Good. 2 more here. Inhale as you lower. Last one. And all the way down. Now again, if you can't lower all the way down in that full push-up position with control, then just do the regular bent knee. You're perfectly fine there. So our last 5 reps we're gonna do is gonna be a full push-up. Again, if you can do it, great. Maybe you try 1 or 2 reps and then you go back to that last version we did bent knee up, full push up, down. So again, we're gonna come into the same setup for upper body. If you're doing that full push up or any variation, hands in line with the shoulders. If you're doing the full push up, toes are curled under, legs are engaged, core is engaged. On your exhale, big lift up again, pits of the elbows, twist forward. Inhale as you lower down. Big exhale to lift. Inhale as you lower. Last one. And all the way down. Whew. All right, and that is it for today. Thank you for joining me for this mat and mobility class. I do hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.